All right. Hello, hello. Let me know if you can hear me. We had that little you guys were on the Nadex presentation. You saw that I had the I don't want to say power surge, but I don't know. Power definitely went out. And it flickered twice. So I don't know if that's gonna continue to be an issue or not. But we will see. Yeah, I don't know. It was weird, Neuro. Like everything blinked actually. So yeah, it was a bit strange. Like everything blinked off real quick, and then like it was just funky. Like I don't know. They would probably honestly, it's kind of one of those things that it wouldn't surprise me. Like they've done it. They've done it in the past too. So I can't say that it's like never happened before. um, where they're like working on a line or whatever. They're like, you know what? We'll just unplug this, right? We'll just unplug it and put the other one back in. Like no one will know. It's only a few seconds, right? Not realizing that you know, people work from home and they need internet connections. No, it wasn't that. No. It was like a full flicker, everything went off. I was like, "Man, now I gotta redo, like, the clocks." Like, it was, like, just enough, like, to be annoying, right? So, it was like yeah, so that's my morning, right? Let's just be just annoying enough to, have to recycle all your clocks, right? Um, yeah, talk about a pain. Um, let's see what else we got. I think that's basically the fun and excitement of my morning. I don't know what everybody else's morning looked like. I got everything cycling, right? Everything cycling. Um, but that's it. All right, so you know what? I need to adjust this here in a second. Hold on. Let me move this over here. Um, just do this over here. All right, one sec. It's like it's like the most annoying thing ever. All right, change this, boom, and boom. All right, so biggest mover obviously is just going to be the pound. The pound continues to be weak. It does look like it's getting to an area where we could have some potential rolls though. So I am good with that. I like it where it is. It was a pretty decent kind of bounce. Harry Potter yesterday in the pound yen. If you guys were in attendance and you were able to catch it, so um, that's kind of what we're dealing with right now in the currency market. I'd say dollar's a little bit weak, right? And again, it's kind of mixed, right? It's I'm sorry, not weak, strong. It's strong versus the euro, strong versus the CAD, strong versus the Aussie. Those are kind of like the three pairs that we were typically looking at to get a gauge of it. Um, and kind of we'll see if it maintains that. I have a feeling that once the U.S. session comes in, it will probably start to roll a bit today. I wouldn't say there's anything out there that I'd be looking at, be like, hey, listen, yeah, strong all day, baby, strong all day. It's not kind of one of those things. And then China's news tonight, the manufacturing PMI. I think it's an interesting position for the fact that it's right at 50, and 50 is one of those numbers that you got to start watching, right? Because that's where it's considered economic contraction, not expansion. Now, China has had some issues. There was a comment this morning, basically talking about how China is going to be increasing its coal right intake. When we talk about climate change, the the interesting thing about climate change is we got to find cleaner burning things, right? And the bad U.S. decided to withdraw from the Paris Accords. China did not, but China's over here like, nah, we're going to use more coal, buddy. We're going to use more coal. So, um, is it is it the ideal fuel that you want to use? No, no, definitely not the ideal fuel you want to use to you know be responsible for energy in your in your country. But that's what they're doing. They're going to increase coal and they're going to stabilize gas prices, which again we don't care about gas here, but it is what it is. So, all right. That's it. We have crude oil inventory. We'll cover that when we get to that section. But the API number did come in higher than expected, right? And not just a little bit, right? Like it was supposed to be -2 down draw, and it was a +4. So days after OPEC was like, oh my God, the supply is going to, demand is going to continue to increase until 2035. The United States is like, here, hold my beer, watch this. We got a surplus, baby. So yeah, we'll see where it goes. I'd far rather have him burning coal than burning more nuclear plants. I've seen Chinese. Yeah, I don't know, Will, but I mean, Will, you could say that though, but and like I said, they are horrible with their pollution and everything else. Yeah, coal is probably better than nuclear, but then again, look at how many nuclear disasters Russia had, and kind of the same thing. Russia has plenty of coal, but they went nuclear. So, it's I don't know. Is it debatable? I don't know. Is it arguable to say that you know that Russians care more about climate change than the Chinese communists do? I don't know. Right? But yeah, I mean, coal is one of those things. Yeah, it's considered safer but more dangerous at the same time. So I don't know. Yeah, it is what it is. But yeah, so we'll cover that on the charts. Um, I don't know if it blinked out for me. Oil's interesting. Because again, you guys know. Oops, it's right there. Sorry. Do it right from the top. Um, it's interesting in the fact that 51 is right at a level, but it looks like it's trying to leave before it gets there. So yeah, it's kind of like it's there, it's close, right? Um, but I think it's going to leave without us. I think it'll go back down again now that they're seeing. They're like, oh, APS coming in. All right, cool. Now, if we can get to 71, we're good. But let's go through our normal process here. So, yeah, here's a Harry Potter that we had. Yeah, it's kind of like, let's take this one short. It left without us. It pushed all the way down to the profit target, and yeah, not much we can do. So eventually, it broke that 72. But again, we were looking for a short in there. We were kind of hoping that it would coincide with news, but my friends living in China decided that the Japanese can't keep one from blowing up. Oh yeah, right. Um, yeah, but here's the thing. I don't know because I feel like and maybe you know this. Well, I don't know. Um, were the Japanese plants, were they responsible for their own engineering of them? Because at the end of the day, most of the Chinese technology was I don't want to say stolen, but like borrowed from other countries. So it's kind of one of those things. It's yeah, maybe their quality is not the best, but again, they're not recreating the wheel. They're just copying technology that exists already. Where I feel like the Japanese plants, I feel like those were like their own design, and that's why they were a bit faulty, right? So I don't know. You may know that. I may not know that at all. So, but I know that obviously they had the issues with, um, the flooding, and it's like, oh, we couldn't have prepared for this. It's like, yeah, it's. I feel like when you get to nuclear level, you have to prepare for everything. Anyway, Aussie dollar. So Aussie dollar. Well, let me put this back on a 30. I was like, wait, way too many candles in here. So here's why the setup actually occurred and why we were looking at the setup. Um, we were looking at this one because again, we had hit in this area 3 times. It was a decent balance. It done pretty well so far. Um, but Magic hit number 4, and actually there was a little bit of front running, right? There was a little bit of front running here and here. Magic number 4 is what blew this one up. So it went through. I'm not sure. I don't do a lot of research after. Yeah, I feel like they've changed the standards now. But anyway, I would say right now with the Aussie, when you're looking at this one, when we look across to the left, we know that this is kind of the range that we're dealing in right now. We had this area of interest, and that provided a little bit of a bounce. And we can kind of drop this down here, and you can kind of see that we had the basing, although it was green, and then it touched and kind of took off. That's really kind of the next level. And this was really, again, it's a black number, right? So we're using the green with the black and the green with the white for different things. The green with the black is the target. So right now, we're kind of looking for this to continue to drop and fall lower. So, you know, do we look for reversal now? I don't feel that we're quite at the reversal stage for this one. I feel like the Aussie will continue to go lower. Gold is obviously having some problems. It's up 0.25 today. I wouldn't say that gold is up a huge amount. But it's kind of like, will the Aussie continue to struggle and have issues? And right now, it looks like it will. I mean, where we're looking for opposing zone, we just don't have anything in the opposing zone right now that we can look at it and be like, you know what? That's a good spot, right? So I would say right now, look for this to continue to drop. If we get any basing, it may give us the opportunity to take this one short. There may be more in here. And like I said, take what they give us. If they're going to give us the ability to get into it further, then go ahead and do it. But jumping in blindly right now with any type of basing or anything, I think is a little bit riskier. You just may want to watch out for that one. Okay. Dropping across to the Aussie yen. Where is it? Da-da-da. So Aussie yen's about the same. This one had the same thing. We had a target down here at 80.08. Not really much we can do with it right now. It's in a level. It's continuing to drop. Kind of the same thinking. Now, this zone is a little bit different in the fact that, it has hit that level. It has driven pretty deep into that level. With that said, does that mean it's not tradable? No, I mean, we could trade it. But I don't know that it's the highest quality, right? To take a Harry Potter from there. If you look to the left, right here, right, we do have a little bit of a hiccup right below it. So that's why it was listed originally as more of a target. I would say probably in the next hour we end up hitting it, so it's a little bit too late to get into it. So that's kind of the only issue with it right now, guys. Is we're a little bit too far deep into it, but if we do get some basing in there, it may provide an opportunity. We may be able to take it long or short depending on the base. I want to see what the yen does today with the speech. I don't expect there to be, in all honesty, I don't expect there to be anything earth-shattering coming out of the meeting at 11:45, the ECB forum. But you never know. I mean, they could mention global recovery, and I don't know. I'm trying to think. With the I feel like they're going to mention the global tax. Um, we got, Yellen proposed this global tax, right? It was great. Everyone's like, yeah, it's a great idea. And then we haven't heard anything about it now for like 3-4 months. It's kind of like, yeah, good job, global tax. Okay. And then check your box and then don't do anything with it again, is kind of what I feel we've done. So I feel like this is the opportunity for them to kind of mention and bring that up again. I don't think that the global tax fundamentally really changes much. Countries can subsidize and get around somewhat of a global tax. So it's kind of like, let's check the box. We did our due diligence. Yep. Okay, good. And then not really change anything. So I don't know. I feel like that will provide some. And again, it may offer some opportunity for the Aussie, but I don't know that we have much more in this one. So, we'll see what it does when it hits that level. If it bases, again, we have the opportunity to go in either direction. We kind of watch it. And then again, you can see that there's a bunch of news sitting over in here later on today or tomorrow. No, it's later today, later tonight. Euro pound. So, Euro pound. It's continuing to move, right? Euro pound is in a good spot. We needed to go a little bit more. We talked about it yesterday about that. The seller is at 86.41. Not necessarily a level we wanted to go short from, but it's definitely an area where we saw them. It took a bounce. It came back up and it hit a second time. It bounced here, bounced again, really bounced a third time before going higher. The next level up top where we're looking at selling is coming into 86.69. And that is getting pretty close, right? Let's see. We are 15 pips away. Not that we have a lot of time left in this session, but I don't know. With the pound pushing as deep as it has, I feel like it's getting to the opportunity, or we're getting close to a level where we could potentially see that roll. So, I think 11:45. Yeah, we got about an hour. So we do have time for this one to move. It is an ECB based forum, so I think that could give us the potential for a roll, right? But again, I mean, all the whole Fed. I mean, everybody's there. Bailey's there as well. So even though it's an ECB based forum, I think there's potential in it, right? I feel like there is potential. Is it ideal? No, but it's close. Okay, so yeah, I'll draw it here as a potential short. It's a level we've hit in the past, right? And 1 to 3 only requires that bit of a movement, so it's fine right now. So I'm okay with that. I don't think that's horrible. Let's go to Euro pounds or Euro yen. Euro yen's kind of reversing. We had that kind of small level there, and it kind of went through that one and pushed. We talked about 130.68 being the true area. Downside. I don't think this one will hold. It's too big. Eh, This one is not very forgiving. I guess there's a level in here. I'm gonna guess if we mark off there, probably the next level. Let's change it to green. Probably there. Um, Problem with this one is there's just not. So you guys know I like the large explosive candle. I don't really have the large explosive candle in this one. I do have the test, which I like, but I don't have the large explosive candle, and that's kind of what I really want. Um, hmm. It's decent. I would say, let's see, we got 45, 45 pips to the downside. Yeah, it could move that. I'm trying to think if we take the reversal off of that. Um, yeah, probably. Hold on, I'm just checking another source right now, real quick. Yeah, we could probably take that. It's probably not bad. And it would basically be a reversal. So let's go ahead and throw that on there. Um, right there. Our 1 to 3 is only there. So again, not horrible, right? Not a bad spot. Okay. Um, Euro dollar. Okay. Euro dollar, we got some basing in there. And unfortunately, this one didn't give us the pullback. You can see that it got more or less chopped sideways. It hit it again, came back up, hit it again, and then started the base in that level. So it was kind of one of those weird ones where it's like, oh, we going long, we going long, we're going long, and then it sliced through and then started the base in it. So we should have been looking to get short. It didn't pull back though, right? We didn't get that basing and pullback. It literally just sliced through, based, and then kind of pulled. And then this was its pullback. So right now, again, that level, again, it was questionable whether or not it would have held. Let's go ahead and put a horizontal line and let's go check on. Um, can't even see it on. Let's go to 4 hour. That's what I wanted to look for. So in a 4 hour, this is what we're dealing with, right? It's basically news. Let's see. Can I see this on a 2 hour? I can, and even on the 2 hour, it's kind of garbage. So this is never fun. I think on the euro right now, I think we need to wait till we get a true bottom put in. Um, that's our measured move. Let's see. That zone is fine for another short later on. Um, I think right now we wait till it gets up. There's a bottom put in. I think we let it do its thing. No point in trying to get it to go too nuts. Yeah, I think euro dollar. We wait for a true reversal. Wait for a true bottom. Wait for a new level of supply or a new layer. I'm sorry, a new layer of demand to kind of stack in there. And I think that's where we wait. Um, where's the Japanese had electronics in the basin? It was flooded by the tsunami. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, I did say it was a good design. Well, yeah. No, it was not. It was not. It was kind of one of those things. It's like, it'll never flood. But it'll never flood under normal situations. And then you have an act, and again, that would be why a tsunami is called an act of God, right? It's kind of one of those. Yeah, we couldn't prepare, we couldn't plan for that, and I feel like I don't know. I feel like they could have prepared for it, right? Feel like they could have, right? Because it's like, does Japan get tsunamis? Yeah. Could there have been a little bit of better planning? Probably, right? But yeah, so euro dollar. Wait till we get there. Here's the pound. You know, there is our Harry Potter, our pullback, right? Back to that level. And again, we needed to adjust the level on this one. And remember, this is how Harry Potter's. It's not just blindly this level. When we get basing above, you got to use the base, right? It didn't base. It came through. We were waiting for the base, but the base was above the level. So if you gotten in here, you would have got stopped out. If you would have used the base above, again, you were fine, and it rolled and pushed. So right now, there are some buyers coming in. They are kind of up here. Are they the best buyers? Not really. I mean, it was a quick spike down and hit, and unfortunately, there's no really extended range candles. Right here is okay. I would say like right this level right here, it's an okay level, and I'll put it there because we may need some levels, but I'm not going to leave it green. I'm going to turn it red. I'm sorry, I'm going to turn it yellow. It did have a nice push off, so it wasn't. It's not our ideal setup, right? It's not our ideal setup, but it's not horrible. Like if we get that with a session open, I think that'll be pretty decent. And again, I mentioned before, I'm looking for this one to kind of find kind of a bottom and roll. I said it yesterday that I thought, you know, we would have something. It hasn't gone there yet. Maybe we get it today, but there's really no news, right? There's no real news for the pound. Today's forum, Bailey's there, and it's considered a high impact move, but I don't see Bailey saying anything that's going to really kind of move the markets today. So, like I said, I think profit taking is due. We got basically profit taking, and that's about it. And then obviously the yen helping out a little bit. So, but it's funny, it hit the exact same spot. See it here and see it here, same exact spot. So they should be eating pretty much all of the pretty much all the buyers out of that area. So, all right, maybe let me see. I'm trying to see how. Yeah, it's a decent pop. It's about 85 pips away though, but you can really see the pullback happening now. Yeah, I don't know that we do much with it. Let's see, pound dollar. Yeah, pound dollar did the same thing. Look at this. Came down, hit that 35.27, and just rode the top. Eating orders, eating orders, eating orders, eating orders, dropped, pulled back, and then dropped through the bottom side of it, but didn't really give us a good base to catch it on. So right now we're at a level. We knew we had a level down here at 35.50 to 35.28. We kind of hit that level and stabilized on it. So where we're at right now, it's 10:30 or it's 10 o'clock right now. We've seen a push of nothing but straight down, right? European session open started here, right? European, and again, with the basing here, if you're really wanting to get into position, you could have said, well, wait a second, couldn't I have traded that? Yes, the answer is yes. You could have absolutely traded that at the open. You had to be a little bit more savvy in your analysis skills, but yeah, you could have grabbed that one. It was definitely a level of basing prior to news if you had traded the UK Open. But right now, I would say it's perfectly lined up for reversal. It is 10 o'clock. We do have that speech at 10:45 today, but again, 10:30 reversal with what we've seen in the overnight session. It's set up and not necessarily a bad thing. So I would say keep that on your radar as well, guys, for this morning. And again, only caveat is going to be, if something funky is said at that 10:45 meeting. But because it's a global, I feel like it's probably it's one of those things that's probably more for everybody, not just a U.S. based tool. I mean, unless I don't know. I mean, I guess unless the ECB is like, hey, we're going to remove the dollar as the let's talk about removing the dollar as the world currency. I think that would affect it, but I don't think we're getting that speech today. I don't know. Who knows? Maybe we do. Maybe we do, but I don't think so. Okay. Let's see. How big is that zone? Yeah, it's 23, so it's a little bit big for some of the intraday trades. It's definitely not a 2-hour. It's definitely not a 2-hour setup. Okay. Let's see, 4-hour wise. Yeah, it's a 4-hour base level. So yeah, I mean, I like it on the 4-hour level. I'll throw it there for some of you longer term traders. We'll throw it up there. It's a 4-hour level, so this would be an area where we do take a reversal off of. There you go. It's 1 to 3 is actually not in a horrible place. Not in a bad place at all. Okay. All right, let's go dollar CAD. So dollar CAD, yeah, we had an entry in this one. You can see it, 125.81. We were talking about that basing level. It was tested. Yeah, I got front run and kind of took off. This is on a 4-hour basis. We mentioned that yesterday. And since that time, it really didn't do much, right? We drawn this top and bottom. We're kind of at that top section right now. So again, another scenario where, we've seen, Pound dollar, we just saw we're at a reversal time on the 4 hour where we have the dollar getting weak now. This is the exact opposite. Well, not the exact opposite, but instead of going up based off of the weakness, it is doing the exact opposite, going down. And look, it's already starting to move on us quick, right? And this is a level from yesterday. 1 to 3 is only right there, so it's kind of set up in the ideal scenario for the short. So not much to say. It's the same analysis as yesterday. Nothing changed. It did nothing but go sideways and kind of hit. So we're at that reversal time. Let's see if that's kicking in. Dollar Swiss. So dollar Swiss got chopped. Yesterday we were sitting in this area. We mentioned that the initial trade was here, so we can remove that. This is what we got, and it's just over a little bit. Dollar Swiss has moved a total of 17 pips in 24 hours. So not really an ideal scenario, right? As far as trade setups. I know Ernest is over there going, no, it's great. It's the best. Aussie dollar reverse as well. Let me see. Yeah. Yeah, it's the dollar reversing, so we should be able to see it over here. Yeah, it's the red candle over here on this one. Um, yeah, it's just the dollar's time, and I mentioned this in the Nadex presentation. Um, you know, the European session driving the dollar strength. A lot of times that has to be flipped around, and this is why the session overlap is so important. And a lot of people downplay the session overlap because you know the Europeans don't have any real fight, right? They can do whatever they want with the dollar and really many currencies, and then the U.S. trader steps in, and it's where the battle occurs, right? And that's where kind of you get the reality things is if you wanted to jack the prices higher, right? If you want to make it better for your companies, raise the price of the dollar during the European session, right? And vice versa, you can always make it weaker if you want as well. And then there's the battle, and then the Europeans leave, and then the U.S. can do whatever they want. And that's kind of where the 1030 reversal concept comes behind, because right around that 10:30, 11 o'clock time frame is when the Europeans are getting out of the market, right? With them not in the market again, then the U.S. traders can, they're by themselves. They can, run, they can do it whatever they want at that point, right? They can, they can cause whatever chaos they would like, right? But all right, let's go back down for dollar yen. So dollar yen, this is a level we drew. You could put one here. It's this is the kind of the same idea, but like I said, I mentioned yesterday, I've not really been a fan of this one. It just continues to grind. It's a slow grind. You can see actually yesterday it did pull back. It did pull back a bit, but I don't know. I'm just not excited with this one. I know I should be excited at all pairs and things like that, but I just don't love it. I, in all fairness, Ernest, I dislike it more than the dollar Swiss. I know you'll be happy about that. But yes, I dislike it more than the Swiss. I just, yeah, it's not there. Yeah, I knew that would make you happy. I have now made your morning. Um, by the way, I told my wife yesterday. I was like, yeah, I was telling her about our conversation the other day about how you're all about efficiency, um, and you're you're not against coffee, but it takes too much time, and there's a water shortage in the world, so you just go straight to eating the coffee beans. And she's like, "Really? He just eats the coffee beans?" This was like a 10-minute conversation about you eating coffee beans. I was like, "Yeah, he just chews on them." You know? She's like, "Does he buy them special?" I was like, "Yeah, no, he just pulls them out of the bag and eats them." I was like, "No, no, no." I was like, I was like, "No, it's not. That's not actually what he does." But I did have a question, Ernest. So do you ever put coffee beans and do the coffee bean rub? I can say that I haven't done it. I know it's very popular though. A lot of people do that. That the coffee bean, the coffee bean, the the rub, right? Um, I don't do it, but just curious because the way that I look at it, it's like, oh yeah, you put it on there, you bake it. Yeah, it's like, oh, it's awesome. You cook it, it's good. My take on that one is I hate when you get coffee and there's you get that coffee, you're like, oh man, one of the coffee grinds is in there, right? Pisses everybody off. But then you rub it on your steak and then you cook it that way. Yeah, I don't know. That's people say that it does, and I'm like, I don't know. They're like, oh man, it's got the coffee scrub on there. I was like, I like the beef flavor without it tasting like. I mean, I drink black coffee, so I mean, obviously, I like the flavor of coffee, but I kind of just I like the I like the taste of beef. Right? Does that put me in like a weird like? I like the taste of beef so much. A guy that I'm on a forum with, right? Well, I'm just in Discord, in another channel in Discord that I talk with regularly. He was talking yesterday about sous vide and some steak, and then he uses like a half a stick. He uses like a stick of butter, and it's good. I was like, man, what you need to do is you need to take the shavings because you don't need all the extra fat inside of the bag. It doesn't really, you know, it doesn't really change that much, right? Especially on something like the higher price, like the really good fat. I was like, what you need to do is you need to trim that stuff. You need to render it, and then you need to sear it after the fact in the beef flavor, like in the beef fat. It makes it like super beef flavor, like even more. And he's like, I've never tried that before. He's like, really? Is that good? I was like, oh, you absolutely have to try it. I was like, go get some ribeyes, leave some fat on the outside, trim them, render that. And I was like, and then I was like, when you render it, you can have beef cracklings, right? It's not skin, but it's fat chunks that are left over afterwards. I was like, if you want super concentrated beef flavor, there you go. I was like, but do not tell your cardiologist that you basically rendered it, then more or less deep fried its own, deep fried the fat. I was like, your cardiologist will literally have a coronary. He'd be like, you did what? Yeah, don't do that. Butter in the bag, it'll burn when you sear it. No, no, you want the butter, Will. You want the butter to do that. What is it called? Like the malactic or something reaction. You want brown butter. Brown butter is the flavor that people are looking for. No, 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 no. Nah, it's one of those monkey see, monkey do. Yeah, I was wondering that, Ernest. I was wondering that. But now, Will, you want the brown butter. That's a special reaction that happens from the butter. Now, not burning the butter, but it like turns it. It's like the neck. You know, like how like clarified is like the first step. No, no, not scorched. Um, yeah, like the clarified butter is like the first step, right? Yeah, yeah, yeah. I do that too. Yeah, I don't put butter in the bag though, but I know people that do. I don't know. I don't find that it's necessary. That's just me. I don't know. Maybe I'm missing out because I don't put the butter in there. I go light, man. I go salt, pepper, garlic powder. That is it. Nothing more. And then I render the fat, and then I sear it in the fat, or I sear it with butter and thyme. Right. That's my recipe. I'm sticking with it. It works fine for me. I'm happy. And like my daughter's like, no, Daddy, I want the good steak. My daughter's ruined. She'll never be able to eat anywhere that is not, And I even went to Outback Steakhouse and she refused. And I got a prime rib there. Like I said, I don't get prime ribs often. I got a prime rib at Outback. We had like a gift certificate or something like that. We went and it was like super dry. I was like, this is the most disappointing prime rib I've ever had. Now that I've had, you know, now that I've had, I've been spoiled with the sous vide. Um, yeah, I was like, I was so disappointed in the prime rib. And then Jin wouldn't even eat it. She was just not interested. I was like, this is horrible. I wasn't gonna send it back. I was like, I'm just gonna, my mother taught me if it gets put on your plate, you eat it, and I ate it, but I was not happy about it. I was like, no, it wasn't worth the money. I should have just, I should have just got like the roasted chicken. So if anybody works at Outback, I'm sorry. I was not the biggest fan. Um, anyway, so that's what we got. Let's jump across and we'll do those last. Let's look at the indices and see what type of setups we had this morning. Um, you guys could have tried to trade that one. I mean, that's a 9:45, 9:30 open. It didn't really come to anything up on the top side and the bottom side, kind of. You could have said, "Hey, listen, there's a level of base right here. It's been tested twice. I'm looking to take that one." And again, there's your test. Their confirmation. Here's your first test. There's your confirmation. It did drive in there at 9:15, so it did open right at that time frame. Um, it's obviously well above the 1 to 3 at this point, right? Your 1 to 3 ratio would have been sitting right there. So again, nice trade. It's done. You're out. Not much you can do on that one already right now, but yeah, you could have taken that one. Not horrible. So again, another one of those 15-minute charts that you could take. My 8-year-old prefers me read it. Yeah, yeah, she likes it medium rare. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's typically how she eats it. But it was just funny. Like she went to go had a taste and she's like, "It's not good." I was like, "All right, go." Yeah, yeah. I don't know. She's not at the stage yet where she orders her own food. So she just eats daddy. So we don't get any looks. Um, I'm trying to think. I think Asher's ordered medium rare though. Reese definitely has. Reese is now a connoisseur. Yeah, yeah. Um Reese is a connoisseur now. He's like, oh yeah, he's like, Dad, when can I get some sous vide steak? Mom tried to barbecue it, and when can I get some sous vide? So he'll be the kid that goes to college with his own sous vide bag. He'll be sous videing in his dorm room because remember in the dorms, guys, you like can't have like nothing with a flame. So everybody had those like little pots that like boils water, so you could have like your own like ramen, right? Reese is gonna have a sous vide machine. That's what he's gonna have. Anyway, there's your ES trade. I would say next time to watch out, probably up top here. Again, it was a nice reaction yesterday. Look forward to roll. But again, barring any type of crazy movement, whoops, not there. Barring any crazy movement, I would say that this is probably for more of a green-based trade today. Like I said, there's no real news that can really kind of set us off, right? Yeah, so I mean, there was your opening day trade. NQ, kind of the same thing, although it would have missed the retest. The retest would have come down in this level, and it missed. So same pop. I would say kind of you could have watched this on the top side here and taken that short. It's kind of almost a counter trend trade more than anything else, because again, everything looked like it was popping. Again, European session straight down, and then U.S. session was the initial pop back to the top side. So, yeah, not much else you could do with that right now. I would say we could get it. This could be a roll, but I liked it more for the long than I liked it for the short. Only because it's a counter trend at the open, so you're looking for something different. You're not typically looking for a continuation. That's a little bit more of a. I wouldn't quite say that's a pullback either, because again, we broke through here, so it's not really a pullback. It's kind of more of a change in trend, right? I don't know if I take that long from that. I kind of like it the other way. Hmm. Yeah, I kind of like it the other way. I don't know that I like it. I don't know. If it rolls back to the start of the day, wouldn't be shocked. I don't know if I would have jumped in ahead of time on that one. I don't know if I would have had that as a set and forget. But again, same basic level in the 15-minute. Like I said, I like the ES setup better. The YM, same thing. Here would have been your setup. There's your base. There's your touch. And again, came right down. And again, depending on your broker, you may not have gotten into that one. It looks like it was super close on TradingView. But the same setup. Again, overnight was straight down. Right. There's your overnight. There's your 1 to 3. And again, there is your European session is right there. So Europeans basically drove it down starting from 5 o'clock in the morning. So yeah. YM, if this goes much higher, I would say probably up top. Again, you'd be looking at that level. There's nothing really in here. So if we break through this level at 34, 480, which I believe that it will, I don't have any, that's where I would assume it would go to. I wouldn't be looking for any shorts or any type of pullbacks until 34.62. It just makes the most sense there. Okay. See. I don't see anything over here. No. All right. So Russell, same pop, was in a level. This one did not get stopped. The 22.23. Again, it had been touched before. Same setup. 9:15 slammed us down into there and closed. 9:30 kicked in, grabbed it, and off to the races to the top side. I believe this one made it as well. But again, of the three, I like the Russell. Yeah, this one hit as well. You tagged it and pushed through. So yeah, not much to say. And again, I don't know how many of you are trading the Russell. I know Carl likes the Russell. I think the Russell it has opportunities, but I wouldn't say that the opportunities are better than what we're seeing in the ES and really even in the NQ. I mean, the NQ is now, yesterday it got slaughtered. Today it's up, 0.75%. Yesterday it was down, what, 2.5? You're raising the kid right. Now, Ernest, now here's a question now that we're on here. Some people believe that medium rare is too done, right? Some people like rare and they feel that that's the way that steak should be, right? You're basically, doing the outside, you know? Is medium rare too cooked for you, Ernest, right? Is it too much, right? Because there are some people that like rare, right? They're like, nah, I want it like mooing, right? I don't like it like that. I mean, I definitely like the crust on the outside. I don't like bloody red on the inside. I like it definitely when it's, I mean, you know what the sous vide looks like. But I like the like where it's pinkish red, right? Pinkish red, but not like it's raw in the dead center. I just can't do that, right? It is not for me. Medium rare is perfect for me. Yeah, I'm cool with that. And I feel like if and that's the thing. I feel like with sous vide, like it's also misleading because right, people go to rare so it's tender, but I feel like with sous vide, yeah, even if it is done a little bit more, I just feel like it's so tender anyway. I don't want a cool center. No, I definitely don't want the cool center. No, no, no. For me, it can't be the same color as it went in when I started cooking it. Right? That's not what I'm looking for. I'm looking for more. I have high expectations of the meat. Yeah, yeah, exactly. All right, so those are the indices. So let's go across. We'll do gold. See what we got with gold. Gold is not having a good morning. And really, here, I'll bring this back up to 30. Look at that. Yesterday we just went sideways, we popped. Yeah, I would say that there's really not. We know we have this level sitting right below, right? The 127 to 122. We're approaching it now. Question is, and again, 1017, so we're getting closer to that meeting. Are we going to get some type of movement in gold? Now, global tax should be good, but oof. It is a level. It has been hit. It did have an okay reaction off of it. It couldn't quite leave the level. But man, do we go through there and then break down and hit 1700? That's the question. So there's a zone here. It's hard to see for you guys. It's sitting right in there, right? The next level, here, I'll turn the solid so we can see it, is right there, right? Do we break through? Do we break through and get all the way down to 1700? Man, what would that do to the markets? Man, I feel like the media will go absolutely insane if that were to happen. Because that is a heck of a move. I don't know. That I'm kind of interested. I'm trying to like weigh the scenario out right now of what that would look like. Yeah, oof, that I don't know. I feel like if we can start basing in there, that could be and again, that'd be about a $20 drop in gold. I feel like that could actually be a thing. I actually feel like that could be a thing. If we come in here and start basing sideways, that we could actually get this thing and start dropping this lower. I feel like that could actually be a thing. Let's throw it in here. Let's put it out there right now. Let's look at that. 1 to 3 is right there. So it is before the opposing side. Whew, that could be a real thing. Yeah, I feel like that could be a thing. All right, keep that one for gold. Let's check silver. Silver is down 4%. So silver is just getting slaughtered, right? Here's and I drew this yesterday. Remember, I was like, hey, you guys know what this pattern is, but I don't really use this pattern. And I don't, right? I don't. You guys know that I don't. But again, 1, 2, 3. Number 4 blew through. So number 4 was the magic hit on that area again. Question is, how low can silver go? I feel like oh, let's see. Yeah, look at this. This is on the 4-hour. This is what we're dealing with. There's a couple little hiccups, but like I feel like until we get over here, we really don't have. I mean, really, it really should be down here. But there's gonna be a small position right above that. That's $19. That is down at $19, right? Do we have the ability to? Ooh, does silver get blown up? Hmm. Hmm. That's an interesting call. see. There are some here. Actually, we're past those guys already, so that one doesn't matter. Ooh, what do we have? Let me see. Now I'm kind of like curious. All right, we do have a little level there. All right, we got one sitting here. We got a little hiccup there, and maybe another little hiccup right here on the 30 minutes. All right, so that'll give us our 3 levels. All right, so I would say that these are our 3 targets to the downside. Looks like we'll take our first bounce at 2111, right? 2111 to 2084. That is an interesting spot just because that'll break us below 21. Well, that's going to make some people unhappy too. And then 2038, 2015, and then 19. So I would say we have. I would say I like the Harry Potter down here. I feel like if we can get down to that level, silver is going to basically implode, right? Question is, what do we do with this level here? And honestly, the way that it's reacting right now, it actually may be a buying opportunity. It's really accelerating pretty fast in. Because it's accelerating, I feel like we could get a reversal off that level. So, if we get a base in there, again, look for a confirmation, the same type of Harry Potter, but instead of a continuation pattern, look for it to continue to push, right? To continue I'm sorry, not to continue to push. Sorry, I'm getting all my terms all confused now. Not continuing to push. I'm looking for it to kind of roll back to the top, right? With a base, a pop, and then a pullback, right? A base, a pop, and a pullback is what we'd be looking for on that. Okay. Kind of a hit up, a hit back, and then a pop higher. Okay. And again, I would like to get a base in there. I would like to get the base, right? If it just comes in and touches, I would not use a number 1 entry on it. I would only use potentially a number 3, but probably more of that number 2 range is what we'd be looking for, right? Nice little pullback in there. All right. All right, let's go across the oil. All right, so there's oil. All right, let's drop this down to a 30 minutes, and yeah, we are at we're basically right at that 50. So let's mark off this 30-minute level right here. Right, sitting right there. Let's drop it down to a 15 and see if we are basing it all yet. Nope, let's go down to 5. Changes to there. Not showing any signs of slowing down yet. And again, it's 10:23. We got 7 minutes, and it's not doing a whole lot right now. And look at this. Talk about consolidating in, right? Look at the chop in this one already. look at the volatility in the 30 minutes, right? Look at that. That is it's a 70-cent swing already. Bam, 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 bam. I'd really like to see a little bit more stabilization in this one. We're pretty close. Let me see. Let's see if we got a call spread or anything up there. I'll look at knockouts first. Crude oil. They're on the solid dollar amounts. 76 is unfortunately the top one. So 76 is way too far away. It's $1 away on that one. So basically, All the knockouts right now are $1 above or $1 below, so can't do anything with that one. Let's see, commodities, call spreads. Um, Crude, where we at? 75. It's 75.50 on the 2 hour. 74, 75, too far away on that. The dailies, 74.50. It's 50 cents out. That's not going to work. Um, Jesus, there is not a ceiling on any of these things. There's nothing in here remotely close to take short. There's not actually anything remotely close to take south or to take north either. So let's see. How much is in? Let me see what we got here. With price at 75.03. It's not horrible. There's a 74.46. There's a 74.46 2 hour, and then there's a daily that's it's a 74.30 on a daily. 74.30. There's one sitting over here, right? Actually, I need like a actual. There. It's all right. I don't. It is stable. It is kind of stabilizing high, but it's not like it's not the stabilization where I'm like, yeah, this is the best. This is it. This is it. We're going right. Unfortunately, this is going to be one of the first weeks and the last couple where it's not doing much. But I would say of the binaries, the 7430 is the one that I like the most. That kind of goes what the API number was trying to say to the downside. But I feel like in 15 minutes that they talk about how the global recovery is bad, I think oil is going to be affected by that. Again, talking about demand. So I would say that it's more set up for a short. The 7430 is really the only Nadex thing that I like there. Would I rate it as like an A plus, like everybody go take it right now? No, definitely not. It is okay, but I would not say it is the best one. So we'll see how that one comes in a sec. Yeah, it's not. God, it's like it's stabilizing at such a weird spot. Such a strange place to stabilize at. Yeah, kind of strange. All right, well, let's go ahead and do the giveaway. We got a couple minutes before that news release. We'll see how that one turns out. See how it goes. All right, so it is 50 chip Friday or 50 chip Friday. I'm gonna say it is 50 chip Wednesday. Doesn't sound as good as 50 chip Friday. I like 50 chip Friday better. Maybe I don't know. Maybe we will. Maybe we won't, because originally we did the double chips on Wednesdays because again we didn't do coinciding it with like the 4x extra the extra payments and everything. But I feel like we should just make it 50 chip Friday because it sounds better, and that makes up for the Tuesdays. I don't know, 50 chip Friday. I don't know. Maybe, but it is 50. It is 50 pip chips today, so give you guys about another 30 seconds to get in here. I feel like I'm going to tell Melissa, like, hey, listen, the boys are gone. It's Wednesday. We should have some steak tonight. Yeah, now I'm like, yeah, good ribeye would be nice. See, the problem is they're 11. The twins are 11 now. Like when we cook steak, it costs us 3 times as much because they both eat like they're 18-year-old kids at this point. They eat so much. Ernest, both your kids are teenagers, right? I know your daughter is. I think your son is too, right? And Will, yours are Will. I always forget. Are yours little or older? But Will, I think you have all girls, so I don't think it's not. I don't think they eat the same as boys do. At least I hope not. Yeah, but the twin boys are gonna I'm gonna have to get like a part-time job just to feed the twins. I feel like because they're already eating a ton now at 11. Mine are 8 and 11. Yeah. Yeah, my 2 11-year-old boys definitely know how to eat. Reese is already eating like adult-sized portions. He eats more than Melissa. So, all right. So, by the way, I just saw it pop up on the other screen. There's your down. There's your down from news. All right. So let's draw a winner for today. And I forget who won. Do you guys remember who won Monday? I don't remember who won Monday. Anybody remember? Anyone? Who won Monday? Did Sean win Monday? Okay. All right, there we go. The consensus is Sean won. So Sean will be going for 100 today, and everybody else will be going for the 50. So let's go ahead and draw it. Winner of today's drawing is... Oh, look at that. Sean, how many tickets did you buy? Oh, he maxed it out. Sean was smart. Oh, he had a 30% chance of winning. Look at that. But that, hey, Sean played it right. He gets his 100. It cost Sean 40 pip chips, but he made, 100. So again, not a bad risk to reward ratio trade. He was smart. The odds were in his, if you're going to go big, and with that being said, that means tomorrow Sean goes for 250. So how many pip chips do you think Sean's going to, do tomorrow? Pretty sure he's going with 5. Pretty sure he's going with 5. If not, we're going to have a mentoring session, Sean, and talk about, your risk and, that stuff. So anyway, all right, let's see what the actual oil number came in as. Oh, look at that, man. That came in almost, look at that. So close, right? So close. But anyway, we talked about it being down. It was not the ideal setup. It wasn't one that I would recommend that everybody take. But again, it pulled up. I wish it was in a better area so I could say, yep, that's exactly what we want. But again, we kind of had it drawn to the downside. We'll see if it continues to push lower. I think 74.60 is going to be a little bit of an issue for it, right? I think it's going to have a little bit of an issue over here, but if we can get back down, there was that binary that was pretty cheap. The other one was over here. It was like 40. The 2 hour didn't make any sense. So anyway, with that said, thank you guys for joining today. Thankfully, we made it through with no power problems, right? I was kind of concerned about that at first. I was like, man, we're gonna lose power, but we didn't. So, all right. With that said, I'm out of here. Good trading today. If you guys need anything, shoot me a message. I am home today, and if not, I will catch you guys tomorrow. Catch you guys then.